You know, every single time you search for something online, scroll through your social media feed, or even ask your phone for the weather, you are bumping into one of the most powerful forces of our time: data science. It's kind of the invisible engine that runs our digital lives, and we're about to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it works. So let's start with a number that's, well, it's pretty much impossible to wrap your head around. 2.5 quintillion. That's a 25 with 17 zeros after it. And get this, that's how many bytes of data we, as a planet, are creating every single day. With everything from our cars to our coffee makers getting connected online, that number is just exploding. Now, that's not just a statistic, that's a gigantic problem. I mean, it's a tidal wave of raw information, a complete storm of data. See, the challenge isn't about collecting the data anymore. It's about trying to find anything meaningful inside all of that noise. So how in the world do you find the important clues when you're buried in chaos? Well, this is exactly where data science comes into the picture. Imagine all that data is a massive, complicated crime scene. The data scientists, they're the detectives who show up to make sense of it all and find the hidden truth. At its very heart, data science is really the art of pulling useful insights out of all that messy data. It's about finding those hidden connections, the patterns that you just wouldn't see at first glance, and then using them to make smarter decisions. It's about turning a jumbled mass of information into actual, usable intelligence. And that's why this whole detective idea fits so perfectly. When a data scientist gets a really tough question, they don't just run a simple report. No, they investigate. They follow leads, they look at all the different clues, and they slowly piece together the story that the data is trying to tell. Okay, so that all sounds pretty cool in theory, right? But what does this actually look like out in the real world? Let's check out a few really fascinating cases that these data detectives have already cracked. This one is just wild. So data analysts at Walmart were digging through just mountains of sales information, and they found something that makes no sense at first. Right before a hurricane hits, sales of strawberry Pop-Tarts would shoot up by 7 times the normal amount. It's a totally bizarre connection, but for Walmart, it's pure gold. Knowing that helps them stock their shelves and really anticipate what people need in a crisis. You're almost certainly involved in this next case every single day. The recommendation engine on Netflix? That's pure data science. It doesn't just track what you watch, it tracks how you watch. When do you pause? What scenes do you rewatch? What movies do you abandon halfway through? All of that data helps it build a super detailed profile of your taste to serve up your next favorite show. And here's another one you see all the time. You upload a photo to Facebook, and boom, it instantly suggests who you should tag. That's not magic. It is a powerful data model that has looked at millions and millions of photos to learn the specific patterns of your friends' faces. It's all just working quietly in the background. Okay, so we've seen what data science can do, but how do the detectives actually do it? What's in their toolkit? What does that whole investigation process really look like? Let's break it down. All right, so first, the detective has to gather the clues, right? That's called extraction, pulling data from all over the place. Websites, spreadsheets, you name it. Then comes the messy part, data wrangling. This is where they have to clean up the evidence, fixing typos, filling in missing information, making sure it all makes sense. It's not the glamorous part, but it's absolutely crucial. Only with clean data can they start modeling, using machine learning to build a theory about the case. And finally, they have to evaluate it. Does the theory actually work when they test it with new evidence? Or is it time to go back to the drawing board? And here's the thing you've got to remember. This isn't a straight line from question to answer. Not at all. It's a cycle. The results from the evaluation step get fed right back into the process, making the model better, more accurate, and often leading to brand new questions and even deeper discoveries. So data science has already completely changed our world. There's no question about that. But this whole field is moving so fast, it really feels like we're just getting started. So what's the next clue? Where is this all going? I mean, just think about your day. When Google Maps cleverly reroutes you around a traffic jam, that's data science predicting traffic in real time. When your email inbox magically filters out all that junk mail, yep, that's a data model that's learned to spot spam. This isn't science fiction, it's the invisible stuff that makes our modern lives work. So let's end on this thought. All the data that we're creating, every second of every day, it's telling the story of who we are right now, what we do, what we think, what we care about. It's the most detailed story of humanity ever written. And as our ability to analyze it gets more and more powerful, you have to wonder, what incredible, unbelievable, and world-changing stories is it going to tell about our future?